next match until Lewis returns. We had Seth Rollins versus Finn. I was the only one that picked Finn Balor because I was like, maybe they do something in the UK. It's a workhorse title. These guys can go back and forth. And especially with Priest winning early in the night, I thought if there was going to be a cash-in, it would be easier to do it on Finn Balor. He screws Finn Balor. Maybe something goes on there. That wasn't the case. This was a solid match. They played up the rib injury with Seth going back and forth, and then Seth eventually withstanding the onslaught and then hitting the curb stomp and getting that in there. Of course, Damien Priest being out there kind of playing a little iffy there, and Finn getting in his face and them arguing a little bit cost Finn the match. What do you think about that?
Well, definitely a great match between the two. I mean, like I said last week, they had a match before WrestleMania 30 for WrestleMania 34, for which fan on Twitter was saying, why don't you guys save some of that for WrestleMania? And then they pretty much said, this is what we do every single night when we match up with one another, and they definitely delivered. You see, Priest's involvement in the match. Obviously, him winning Money in the Bank. I feel like they're kind of I don't want to say rushing the eventually the Damien Priest being away from the Judgment Day, but they're definitely making it clear that Priest is no longer going to be a part of Judgment Day much longer. I mean, I honestly predict that this is where you're going to see. We haven't seen him, but you're going to see the JD McDonough, Baby Finn, as I like to call him, joining Judgment Day. But like I said, you're always going to get a great match between these two. Like I said, Priest's involvement with the Money in the Bank briefcase was a definitely something different. But Seth is hot right now. I mean, you saw it Monday night on Raw. With his interests now, when they turn off the music and the people are still singing, I think they're telling him now, like, yo, let them sing for as long as possible. Now, as soon as he comes out, like as soon as they show off the music, he just lets them go now. So so Seth is on another level, but great match, and I'm looking forward to see what's going to happen moving forward with the Judgment Day.
Yeah, for sure, especially getting that Damien Priest involvement. Then him kind of playing both sides there, trying to say, hey, I can cash in. But the standing up really threw Finn off, and I thought that was an interesting foil to continue that storyline. Mm-hmm. Of course, with the Judgment Day going forward, that whole spiel between Finn, because even though Finn is the main event guy, Damien Priest is filling that void right now. He's been in the main event. There's no reason why he can't be in the main event. He just won Money in the Bank. It's like, Finn, are you the top guy in your own group right now? So it's going to be interesting to see what turning events happen there. What side is Dom and Rhea going to play in that? Because I think that's another important fact of that group right there, with how that continues on. But yeah, definitely a good match between the two. Seth Rollins getting the win there. And as you said, with the music with Seth Rollins, they're just milking it. They're milking
it. You know what's funny about Judgment Day when you look at them now? You got Rhea, hottest women's world champion right now. You got Dom, who's the hottest heel in the business, and then you got Priest with the Money in the Bank. So if you actually look at Judgment Day as a whole, you can actually make the argument that Finn is kind of like the weakest member per se. When you look at all three, when you look at the rest of them, so to see him,
I've been saying he needs a win. He needs a win.
But Finn is always so strong as a character, which also shows how strong this group of Judgment Day really is. Because Finn as your leader, he's not even the hottest person in the group right now. You can make the case that you can make the case that's Rhea or Dominic or both of them, and now Priest has Money in the Bank, so now he's on his way.
It's only a matter of time.
When your best wrestler is like, I guess, like the least hottest guy, that really shows how good your faction is.
And that's the thing, because again, like we've been saying, they've been on Monday Night Raw, a main feature in multiple segments, and basically been carrying it for the past couple months since WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. Even a little bit before that, they have been the calling card of Raw. They have been the staple of Raw consistency. And now we're getting the fruits of their labor, because we're getting multiple people getting over right now. Rhea, of course, is continuing with her world heavyweight title for the women. Finn is getting in the main event picture. Damien Priest is building himself up to be in that, especially with the Money in the Bank. And Dom, the most hated person on television, probably on the roster.
In wrestling. This is starting to go past WWE now. I'm starting to think now this is just in wrestling. Unless you want to compare him to Don Callis in AEW, because I was watching Dynamite earlier. He tried to cut up. He had an in-ring segment with Chris Jericho where he was trying to cut a promo, and it was legit the same heat that Dom gets. But at least here, Callis cut his promo. But like, as soon as he starts talking, the crowd doesn't want to hear it. So.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy because it's like Michael Cole doesn't care for him at all.
Yeah, Michael Cole. You can make the case right now that since Vince McMahon, like I guess when he retired per se, he stepped away. The one person who's benefited the most from it has been Michael Cole with his commentary. You can definitely see right now that all those years that Vince was in his ear telling him what to say, what emotions to have. Because since Vince has been gone, we've seen a whole different level of Michael Cole. Like I don't want to say he over exaggerates it, but some of the stuff he be saying, it's just like dude, I know it's like, dude, I know you're trying, but damn, like you ain't.
It's hilarious. It's hilarious how he's doing it, but it's like he has Dirty Dom is now his nickname, as we'll get into.
Dirty Dom. Dirty Dom.
Oh man.
Why?
Dirty Dom. You don't like the nickname?
No. The nickname is completely ridiculous. Dirty Dom. We're trying too hard right now. I mean, he's already your top heel character. I mean, we don't need to do anything else.
No. But it's hilarious though. But let's get into another big match there.